This is Jim Miller for the Real Football Network, and here we're at the Real Football Whiteboard to talk about West Coast offenses and 3 down player running backs in the National Football League. Let's do a little history lesson. Think of West Coast offense backs that have really lit it up in the NFL. Let's go back to the Great Northwest with Shaun Alexander. He was making sweet music with Mike Holmgren as his head coach. Why? He was a 3-down running back that could pound it on 1st and 2nd down and catch the ball fantastic out of the backfield. Fast forward to Andy Reid, West Coast offense and disciple of Mike Holmgren for the Philadelphia Eagles. What did Brian Westbrook do? He did nothing but light up the National Football League. Now currently, let's take a look at Jamaal Charles, running back of the Kansas City Chiefs, who's also under Andy Reid, his head coach. First, let's talk about the personnel grouping. 11 personnel. What does that mean? 1 tight end, 1 running back is in the game. You substitute out a fullback for a wide receiver into the game. That's why it's called 11 personnel, 3 wides. Currently, we have right here a 0 slot out formation. 0 slot out means 0, right, is always even numbers. Slot tells the receivers to go to the slot. Out tells the 3rd receiver he's going to be split out from the line of scrimmage. Now when we look at the outside zone running play, the holes are easily numbered. 0 would be the right hip of the center, 2 holes over the guard, the 4 holes over the tackle, 6 hole over the tight end. Anything outside the tight end would be 8 hole. Odd numbers are to the left. We got an imaginary tight end, so 7 and 9 apply to the left. So it's easy to call the play. Let's go 0 slot out, stretch 36. Some just call it stretch 6. They want the halfback stretching to the 6 hole. And when you look at the outside zone run, it's exactly what we talk about. It is a zone blocking scheme by the offensive lineman. So the halfback's alignment should be 2 yards just outside of the tight end, and then he's got to find a hole to try and turn it up. When you look at the zone blocking scheme, these offensive linemen come off in unison. They are working choreographed to the right where they're making these blocks. A lot of times, depending on the Sam or the end man on the line of scrimmage, if the tight end can hook that block, it creates a natural hole for him to get upfield for a running back. Remember, these linebackers are going to flow on the weak side as well. So again, these backside offensive linemen all coming off in unison. They'll leave the backside defensive end unblocked because the play is away. These two are working up to that will linebacker, however they work it, to get there and get the cutoff block. And the same can be said for the guard and the Mike backer who he's trying to work to. So anyway, if this Sam were to blitz, he's got the kick out block. It creates a natural hole. And you heard Pat Kerwin talk about explosion. That's when Jamaal Charles would put his foot in the ground and slam it up in that 6 hole right there. So that's really a brief synopsis of the outside zone run. You can run stretch 6, stretch 7 if the formation was flipped over. But you look at this personnel grouping and the outside zone run, pretty much over 17,000 plays were run out of the 11 personnel grouping, and no player has been more explosive than Jamaal Charles.